Hello all. In this chapter, we will talk something about congruence. Not similar, the congruence only. That means in Chinese we call congruence. It's called 全等. Okay, what is the meaning of the congruence? In mathematics, we can say three meanings. First of all, you can look at the key points. If I say two triangles are congruent, for example, ABC and XYZ, you will see it follows the orders, because look at this. If we say A is the first alphabetic order, A is the capital letter that we place first, we will see X is also replaced first because A is equal to X. And then if B is the second one, and B will be equal to Y, so we'll put Y be the second one. And finally, you will see C and Z will be the third one because they have the angle are the same. So you will see, so angle A will equal to angle X, angle B will equal to angle Y, and angle C is equal to angle Z. And also what means that congruence is not only all angles are all corresponding angles are equal. We will also have the all corresponding sides are equal. The second thing, that means that if I say AB is the first two letters, and you will see XY in the other triangle is the first two letters, I will say AB will directly equal to XY. And also BC will equal to YZ, and also the AC, the first letter and the third letter will equal to the first letter and the third letter is XZ. So this two sides will be equal. So that means all the same shaped, same size, same angle, and also same size. So number three, you must know that is that shape must be equal. And also even if you know the same is equal, the four size is equal, that means the area is also equal. So that is congruent. So we are looking for something that the corresponding angle, corresponding size, the shape, and even the size is also equal for congruence. So let's do some warm-up exercise for question 1. You will see that we are going to find 4 pairs. That means we must say that they must be congruent. So first of all, let's look at the figures. For A, you will see this one is an L shape with 3 square. So that is a little bit similar to the is congruent to J, because although you will find that these two is just a mirror shape, but I can say that they are equal. They are congruent. We cannot say they are equal, but they are congruent because all angles are equal related to it, and also all the sides are equal, and even the shape is equal and the size is equal. So A and J, I can say that they are congruent. This is the first pair of it. Okay, the second pair of it, I will say that C. I will say C is equal to someone. You can see C is a trapezium, and it looks like that is congruent to F, because you can see this line, upper one is equal to 2 square length, so that you have this one and 3 square length, 3 square length, and 3 square length, 3 square length, and you will see the diagonal. The line that we have here, you will see is 1 times 3. 1 times 3, so you can say C and F is also congruent. Okay, so I will give you 30 seconds. Can you find out the other 2 pairs of them are congruent figures? Okay, now the other 2 pairs, I will tell you the answer is D and G is also congruent, and the last pair of it is E and I is also congruent. So make sure that you know what's the meaning of the congruent. Okay, now next we are going to write down the pair of the triangle before we go to do some exercise or even find some numbers with the help of the congruent triangle. So how to name this? Because if I say triangle ABC is congruent to this one, you can say that every line and every angle are equal, but we must name it carefully. For example, of a triangle, you will see the angle here A is, you can see is 1 and 1 for here. So the first R letter must be D. Okay, so we must write D here. And for B is a right angle, so you will see E is also a right angle, so E will be the second one because B will be E, and the last one must be F because we have two. For the angle, you have marked two lines here, and also this F is also marked two lines here. So I will say this is DEF. And what about question 3? You are going to name this triangle. So that I will give you 15 seconds, you can name it now. Okay, now I hope that you get the answer. So first of all, this is not DEF, you can say, because for A, you will see two marks here. So D is correct. And the next one for B is just one mark, so F is the second one. The last one will be E. So this is triangle DFE, but not triangle DEF. So not every time I will follow the alphabetical order, but most of the time I will follow the relationship between the angles or even the straight line so that it can be helped. Okay, now let's look at question 4 and question 5. Another one that I hope you all to know the relationship between the congruent triangle. You will see for question 4, you will see triangle ABC is congruent to RQP. So that means for angle A, you will see angle A is the first letter for A. So I will say this one is equal to angle R, but not angle P. The second one, you will see angle B must be equal to the middle one, so will be the angle Q. And last one must be angle P, so they are corresponding angles. That means they are related to each other, and we know that these two are the same angle. And for AB is the straight line, so how can we read the length of the corresponding line? Is also easy for you to understand because AB is first two letters, so that means that the other triangle will find the first two letters, that is RQ, so we'll write down RQ. For BC, this is the second letter and the third letter, so that one will be QP. And last but not least, that means that this is the first letter and the third letter, and you can say the third letter is written first, so I will say PR. That means we write down the third letter first and we write down the first letter, so that we will see these three relations. So please write down use 15 seconds to write down the question 5's answer. Okay, now let's show the answer for you all. For angle P, that must be equal to angle Y. Angle Q will be equal to angle X. And angle R will be equal to angle Z. Please follow the letter that the pace of the letter. For example, P is the first one, Q is the second one, and the R is the third one. So we write down the answer directly. For PQ, first two letters, so that means YX. For QR, the last two letters, so this is XZ. And finally, you will see the answer must be RP, the third and the first, so that is ZY. So we can solve the problem easily for question 4 and question 5. Why do we need to know something that is so basic for you? Because we need to find out the answer directly. So make sure that you learn something that it is really, really important, because otherwise you will read it wrongly and you will find the size of the angle wrongly for the next questions. So we will go to the next question, that is question 6, and we're going to find out the value of some numbers. Okay, now let's look at question 6. In the figure, we are going to find out, given that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle RQP, so we are going to find out the XYZ. Okay, now let's look at the presentation and find out the answer directly. It's not difficult because you can read it directly. X is 5 cm, Y is 4 cm, and Z is 120 degrees. You can read it directly, but how can you find out the answer correctly? Maybe it's wrong, even I'm talking about, so please pay serious attention. Okay, because you can look at this, we can write down triangle ABC is congruent to triangle RQP. Make sure that what you are going to do. Okay, now we are going to find out X first. X is PQ, so we write down X is equal to PQ. So this one is already wrong if I just say that this is 5 cm. So please pay the serious attention. PQ with last two letters, so that means it will be equal to CB PQ. CB. CB, look at this, is 4 cm. So this one is 4 cm. So pay the serious attention. This is not 5 cm. Although you look, it is similar. And you will say that, write down this reason. The reason you must be remembered because we will also put it as the part of your explanation of your later geometry question. So you must know how to spell it. The answer is corresponding size. Because we know that they are corresponding, and the reason is congruent triangles. Because in a congruent triangle, we know that these two sides are related because they are equal. So we will say corresponding size. So this is the first answer for X. And for Y, it's also easy. For Y, you can look at it. This is QR. So why don't we know that Y is QR and QR? So this is equal to BA, and BA is equal to 5 cm. Once again, we must write down the reason: corresponding size, congruent triangles. So this is the second part. And finally, we know that Z will equal to angle PQR. PQR. I always write 3 letters because you will not be confused later. Next will be triangle PQR. That means triangle CBA. Follow the instruction PQR. CBA. So CBA, that is 120 degrees. But this time it's not corresponding size because they are angles. So it's corresponding angles, congruent triangles. Okay, this is the answer for the question 6. Okay, now this is your turn. Now, please do question 7 by yourself first. If possible, if you have time, you can do question 8 also. But I will tell you the answer after 30 seconds. Okay, now let us do the question 7. You can say the question 7 first of all. We are going to find an A, and A will be equal to angle XZY. So XZY is 312. So we're going to find the angle 312 is PMN. Okay, PMN, that is 40 degrees. With the reason corresponding angles, congruent triangles. This is the first part of A. And for B, the angle is XYZ directly. XYZ. So that means we interchange the order of the triangle in the first triangle PMN. So this is PNM. So PNM, that is 60 degrees. That is corresponding angles, congruent triangles. Okay, this is the second one. So the last one is C. C is equal to XZ. That means the third letter and the first letter. So this is the third letter P and the first letter M. So this is PM. PM is 10 cm. So this is correct. So this is corresponding size, congruent triangles. So this is the answer for question 7. And we will have question 8 and question 9 also. So once again, I'll give you 15 seconds to do question 8. And then I will start talking about the answer of question 8. Okay, now we will discuss the answer for question 8. For question 8, you will know that we will find PQR. So once again, P, we look at this, is angle, this is not angle, it's the side, EF. So EF, look at the triangle, EF, that means equal to UT. So UT, look at this one is 14 cm. So we write down 14 cm directly. This one is the corresponding size, congruent triangles, once again. Okay, now we are going to Q. Q is an angle. Q is angle VTU. VTU. So we look at it. VTU. This is the first letter, third letter, and the second letter. So first letter is D. Third letter is F. the second letter is E, so this is DFE. DFE is equal to 30 degrees. So this one is the corresponding angles, congruent triangles. So we find Q. And last but not least, that is R. R is equal to UV. UV, that means this is the second letter and the first letter. So we're going to find the ED. So ED is 7 cm. So the answer for R is 7. So 7 cm. So this corresponding size, congruent triangles. Okay, now this is the answer of question 8. So once again, the 15 seconds for the last question, question 9 in this video. Okay, now we are going to discuss the answer for the question 9. So once again, G. For G, you know that G is here LM. So G is equal to LM. LM. LM is the first two letters, so that is OU. So this is 3 cm. So the reason is corresponding size, congruent triangles. For H, this is angle OUP. OUP, that is equal to angle LMN. So the answer for this H, oh, unluckily, you can say that this one is 135 degrees. Yes, you can find it directly. 135 degrees, that is corresponding angles, congruent triangle. Even you can use angle sum of triangle to solve the same problem. We can do something like this, but we can also have the other way to do the same answer. For K, look at this. This is the last one because we have both two angles, so it must be 22 or 23. So we must look at it carefully. That is MLN. MLN. So MLN is the second, the first, and the third. So the first is U, the second is O, the third is P. So you solve the problem, UOP. UOP. So this one is 22, but not 23. Corresponding angles. Congruent triangle. So we are looking the order of the congruent triangle so that you can solve the problem easily. So I hope you all know how to find out the value of the angles. So hope you know how to do it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.